My name is Idorian Francis. I am the CEO of a natural hair care brand here in Nigeria called DIDN. I am here for the DIY natural hair workshop here in Abuja, where I am also one of the resource person, and I'm going to be speaking on how to transition to the natural hair, how to grow your hair during Harmattan, and how to grow your edges. This event is autumn. We're about to start. We've not started yet, but I'm very excited to be here, and I'm super excited to teach and encourage African women that are still using harmful chemicals on their head. I mean relaxers, to cross to the natural line. Things like this gives me nothing but pure excitement. So I'm going to be talking on transitioning to the natural hair. I don't know how I got this topic because my transitioning journey was quite confusing. I didn't just know what I was doing. Okay, so let's try this slide. Okay, so the first slide here I have here is going natural. So when you make a decision to go natural, it is a conscious effort, a conscious decision that you want to grow a healthy hair. You want to showcase your hair to the world. You want to accept yourself the way God created you. I mean, you just want to tell the world that your hair is beautiful. And that decision is not always easy. That's why when I talk to people about going natural, they tell me, no, I can't. I just say, take it easy. It took me over 2 years to get here. So it's not always easy. So if you're actually fidgeting, you're dragging your feet, believe me, it is completely normal, okay? So when you make that decision to go natural, it's supposed to be a pointer, is it not? Okay, cool. So this one here is the eclipse of the sun, and this one is the transitioning process. So once you make a decision to transition, the things you actually expect. Let's go to the next slide so we see that. So if you stop applying chemicals, those relaxers on your hair, for like 3 months, 2-3 months or thereabouts, your hair will start breaking aggressively. That is just because the relaxers have already damaged your hair. A relaxed hair is a damaged hair, and the only remedy for a damaged hair is to break, or you cut it off yourself. So if you are here and you are transitioning, do not panic. It's a normal thing. Instead of that, I'll just urge you to rest up for your big shape or just trims. Okay, we have here caring for a transitioning hair. This for me was a very difficult process when I was transitioning because I didn't know so much about it. I actually went natural because of my daughter. You know, I actually wanted her to not to have chemicals on her hair, and I said, okay. I started teaching her. I didn't know anything, so that's when I said, okay. At the point, I decided to go natural. When you are going natural, I'll just advise you from my experience that you should locate a natural hair salon immediately. Going natural is a change of lifestyle, so you cannot continue to put the new wine in the old wine jar. Is it a jar or something? So you need to get a natural hair salon ASAP. This is because if you don't go to a natural hair salon, your regular hairstylist will find your new hair texture, your new decision difficult to manage. He tell you, ah, madam, go and put relaxer on this thing hard. Why you want one now? I beg, this, you know fit do am, you know fit. They told me that, my stylist told me that, but I was adamant. I said, I have to do this, you know. So get a natural hair salon. So the second one is to seek support from natural sisters. That's the name we call ourselves, those of us that are carrying natural hair. When I was going natural again, I had a friend who was already natural. I would go to her for tips. She told me, I did get away. This thing is not for you. That's because my relaxed hair was quite lovely. It was quite long. I think it was up to here. So they think maybe going natural was for people with damaged hair. So if you were going natural, seek support from natural sisters. You can actually send them a DM. A lot of us are always ready to help. So seek support. So run away from naysayers. Yes, that also takes us to the point number 1, that if your stylist is discouraging you, please run away. If you have friends that are discouraging you,
please run away. They're gonna tell you that the natural hair is difficult to manage. You always seek support from those who have been that way, who want to stay that way. Those are the only people that can help you. Then when you are transitioning, you have to, I recommend you do more of protective styling. When you do more of protective styling, you actually protect your hair, because once, let's go back to the other slide. Okay, look at this. We want you, like 2, 3 months, 4 months, you notice this demarcation. And believe me, to be very honest, I don't know how many of you transition here. How many? Okay, you can actually relate. For me, the most difficult one to manage was this one. Usually the old root. You agree with me? Okay. So at this point, you need to do more of protective styling. You wouldn't want to keep your hair like that, because it will be very difficult for you to comb through this, our lovely hair, up to the damaged one. You feel frustrated. So anytime you wash your hair, make sure that you tuck it in. That's when you're not ready to like yank the thing off, okay? Then you need to start trimming the damaged hair. I think it makes the process easier. Who agrees with me? I had a very long, relaxed hair, and I did not want to get rid of it. I still have it at home. I don't know why I didn't come with it. I did not want to get rid of it. So I remember I walked, then my hair started breaking, and I called my elder sister. I said, my hair has finished. I was panicking. I didn't know that once you stop applying relax, that's the next thing you experience is your hair to start breaking aggressively. So I walked into a salon, moody. I told the lady I want to cut my hair. She brought the scissors. I said, come on, are you serious? Do you want to cut my hair? Do you know what this means to me? The lady started, I told her, you don't do, I'm going. You're wicked, how can you cut my hair off? So I think trimming it bit by bit will just make the process much easier, especially if you're someone like me that has so much attachment to the hair. So
I have a question about products. While you were transitioning, what natural hair products do you use? It doesn't have to be store-bought products. It can be like organic. Do you think the most affordable or most economical to use for people who are transitioning on a budget? Or any products that are not very expensive that someone can use in Nigeria? Thank you.
Broke. Like, got so many that I didn't have money. That's when I turned to DIY, making my products, doing a lot of research. And finally, I'm able to have my hair care line, which I have my stand there. So for me, being expensive is a relative term anyway, because what Dangote will see as expensive, I'm like, what you see as high, I was like, okay, me, I don't know if you afford this one, no, So it's a relative term. I mentioned the products you could get while you're transitioning. You could get your co-wash, get your leave-in conditioner, is important. I won't say butter, because it might actually weigh down the hair. You could get your co-wash, get your deep conditioner, get your conditioner, and get your oil. That's good to go. Just look for a natural hair brand that suits your budget. Okay.
So very soon we'll bring up Afrolicious NG, and then she's also going to do a live demo of everything you need to know about deep conditioning with Ayurveda herbs. So ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause please as I bring up Afrolicious NG's Henrietta Hannah. Thank you. Hi.
Okay, good morning everybody. Good afternoon, sorry. It's so strange hearing my voice. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about hair porosity, linking hair products to hair porosity, and then DIY natural hair products. We're going to do a live demo, and then I'm going to be talking about Ayurvedic herbs, how you can use Ayurvedic herbs to grow your natural hair. How many of us have heard about Ayurvedic herbs? Just few people. How many of us have heard about Chebe? Aha, Chebe is an Ayurvedic herb, but then there are so many other herbs aside Chebe. Chebe is really popular, so I'll be talking to you guys about a lot of popular herbs and how you can use that to grow your hair. So first thing we're going to be talking about is hair porosity. How many of us know our hair porosity here? Oh my God, I have a lot of work to do. So I would say just 10% of us know our hair porosity, right? So, sorry, next slide. So you can see here, what is porosity? Just using English language first. Porosity, when you say something is porous, it has small holes through which air and water can pass through. So that thing is porous. So our hair is porous, but we're going to, learn the different porosity. And then relating to our hair, porosity is simply the ability for your hair to absorb and then retain moisture. And then knowing your hair porosity will help make your natural hair journey easier. And it will also help you with product selection and building a hair care routine. If you know your porosity, you would know the kind of product to buy. You know the kind of, the texture and the feel of product, and you know if you should lean towards using heavier or lightweight product. And then the three types and classes of hair porosity so far. We have the low porosity hair. How many of us have heard about low porosity? We have low porosity, high porosity, and then we have the medium porosity. But then if you're medium porosity, good luck. You're very okay. But then the issue is mostly with low porosity and high porosity. So we're going to be focusing on these two porosities. So low porosity hair is characterized by tightly closed cuticles. It is difficult for moisture to penetrate this type of hair, therefore harder to keep the hair moisturized. So as you can see, this is what your hair strand typically looks like, looking under a microscope. You can see for low porosity hair, the cuticles are tightly closed. And see this one, this is open, this is high porosity. But this is low porosity hair, it's tightly closed. So what this means is that when you try to moisturize your hair, it's going to be difficult for the moisture to enter your hair, right? But one good thing about low porosity hair is when you're able to get it moisturized, it stays moisturized because the cuticles remain closed. These products don't go out of your hair, you understand? But getting it into your hair is the problem, and we're going to talk about how to do it. So some other traits of low porosity hair, like how am I going to explain? Before you do the low porosity test, how do you know that you have low porosity hair? You might notice some of these things. Number one, your hair takes forever to dry. How many of us are in that ship? You twist your hair today, tomorrow you want to do your twist out. It's looking like bread that is soaked inside water. So that's one characteristic of low porosity hair. You find out that your hair takes really long time to dry, and then your hair takes longer to get fully saturated when you try to wet them. So you go into the shower, you want to wash your hair, you have to put like 4 buckets of water on your hair before it gets like soaked. You understand? You don't just pour water on your hair and then water gets everywhere. It takes a while. Like you have to soak your hair first before you start to shampoo your hair. And then products tend to sit on your hair rather than absorb into hair. I've heard this phrase a lot. The product just sits on my hair. It just sits on my hair. Like you just feel like it's not entering inside. It's just sitting. So those are some of the traits to identify that, okay, I have low porosity hair. Then the high porosity hair. High porosity hair has gaps and holes in the cuticle layer, which allows moisture to pass quickly in and out. And that's the picture I showed earlier. You can see that the cuticles remain open. I still did a comparison here. You can see low porosity hair is tightly short, just like we've explained. Medium normal porosity, it's fairly open. Good amount of moisture enters your hair and comes out and remains. But then for high porosity hair, you see how wide the gaps are. Your hair cuticles, you can't see it when you look at it, but of course under the microscope, your hair cuticles stay open. When you moisturize, it's easily moisturized. Like when you put product, everything sinks inside. But then 2 hours, your hair is like Jebugari, is dry. Do you understand? So that's the big issue with high porosity hair, keeping high porosity hair moisturized. It gets moisturized, but it doesn't stay moisturized. So the traits of high porosity hair, you notice that your hair gets wet easily. You try to wet your hair, everything, water is just sinking in, everything is just entering. And then your hair looks dull and it dries really easily because moisture does not stay in your hair. So most of the time your hair looks like is suffering. And I've heard people complain like, there's nothing that I don't put on this hair. Why does it look like this? It's dry, you understand? Most likely you have high porosity hair, and then your hair tends to break because it's always dry. It doesn't stay moisturized, so of course it will break. And then it absorbs moisture but is unable to retain moisture, just like we said. And then I want to quickly put it there for high porosity hair that most of the times you know, hair type, hair porosity most times can be genetic, but most times it's due to one or two things that we have done to our hair, especially high porosity hair. So most likely if you color your hair, you would have high porosity. If you had low porosity hair before and you color your hair, due to the chemical and everything reacting to your hair, it converts to high porosity hair. That means something has happened to your hair, you understand? And then if you're someone that always uses heat, you use a lot of heat on your hair, if you had low porosity hair, most likely you would have high porosity hair. So I think, I would say 80% of the time, if you have high porosity hair, is as a result of either heat damage or color in your hair. Okay, so we're going to be doing like a live demo, and I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite DIY deep conditioner to do. You know, now DIYs are coming back, and then sometimes it's good to experiment, you know, just to be creative. And DIY is actually really good for your hair too. And then I have honey. I have honey here. So what I'm going to do is, here you have, you can go ahead and use everything. Like I will use everything. And then, sorry, you take your honey. You can use any honey. It doesn't have to be a specific one or type. And then, you know, we said honey is a humectant, right? So if you're low porosity, honey is good. But if you're high porosity, if you're in the mood to experiment, you can, but then you can use oils, right, instead of using honey. So or you can use, people use yogurt, people use a lot of DIY ingredients. So I would add like 1/3 cup of honey. Okay, all right. And then the last thing I'm going to be doing is adding the shea butter. So I'm terrible with measuring. This thing I'm doing is a physio. I'm at home, I don't measure it like this. So I take about like a, what spoon is this? Tablespoon. It's more than a teaspoon. So let's say about a tablespoon of shea butter. You just put it there.
Thank you very much. My question is, I have seen some oils, these Ayurvedic herbs, I've seen some oils with some of the names on it. So do these oils serve the same purpose as the powders?
The oils contain the powders. They contain the herb. So of course you would still get some benefits. And you know, when I was saying it, I said the most beneficial. You know, it's a different thing if you're using, if you add honey to water and you're using, of course you're using honey water, right? If you add honey to water, you're using honey water. It's different from using the honey directly on your hair. So you reap more benefits when you use the powders as a mask directly or as a gloss. Of course with the oils, you still get a benefit, you understand? You still get a benefit because it contains that particular ingredient. But just be sure, who you're buying it from, just be sure that, you know, you trust their product.
Hello. For the Ayurvedic mask, you didn't mention if we need heat or not.
Yes, I did. It was on the slide. Okay, maybe I didn't mention it, but on the slide, I said to use heat, right? You use heat for maybe 10-15 minutes, but you leave it for some hours. But for the first 10-15 minutes, you can use heat, you know, just to let it sink in. Why are we not smiling? I feel like I'm not saying anything. Okay, so please, we're going to like take a selfie, you know, just to show, just to pepper them outside. You understand? The people that did not come here. So I'm short. Okay, we can see. We can see everybody. So just give me a smile or do something fun. Why be quiet? Okay, so what are we going to say? So we're going to say, what are we going to say? What are we going to say? DIY. Okay, so when I say go, say DIY workshop. Alright. Should I do a video? Yeah. Okay, alright. So let's do a video. I want to go.
DIY workshop!
Are we having fun?
Yes!
Are we learning?
Yes!
Alright, thank you guys. So, thank you. was in secondary school, SS3 to be precise. My hair was shedding and it was relaxed, it was long, but it was just thin. And back then, like different ladies do your hair. Today, A would do your hair, B would do your hair. I was just tired. I literally told one of my best friends, please come and cut my hair. I gave her scissors and she chopped it off. That's the day I cut my hair right there. I had to go to the salon because my house mistress said I looked like a rat. They had to level it. So that's the big chop day. And then I got into, after secondary school, I went straight to university. And where I schooled is Mauritius. There they have like a Caucasian hair. We didn't have access to like all these our products there. So I got into DIY. That's how DIY came into play because I didn't have access to those products. So I started making my own products. I just wanted to give you a brief history. And that's where my hair is at 5 years. Now it's like brush strap length. We thank God. So first of all, everybody's always saying my hair is not growing, my hair is not growing. Why is your hair not growing? First of all, you need to understand hair growth. There are two ways the hair grows. This is biology. Your hair grows from your scalp, from your roots. Like, you don't have to be hairy. It's in our genes. It's our response to life. Your hair grows every day. Your hair grows every month. So your hair does grow. The problem is, are you retaining your length? And that's hair emergence, the act of your hair growing from your scalp. It's natural. There's nothing that you do. That's why some girls, they are very hairy and they have long hair. They don't have to do anything. Good for them. We have to do something. So how we grow our hair also is called length retention. This is my actual picture, all right? Okay? So basically, this is the act of taking care of your ends. It involves you manipulating your hair. You can't just leave it for God. You actually have to have healthy hair practices, healthy hair methods to sustain and retain that length. Your ends are the most important part of your hair because they are the oldest. They came from here to here. So they are very fragile. You have to be careful with your ends. And if you can take care of your ends, you will retain length, basically. So the hair that grows from your scalp, which is called hair emergence, and the act of you retaining length, that's taking care of your ends, is the trick and the science to growing your natural hair. All right? So what you should know about hair growth, that's hair emergence is constant. That means new hair is always emerging from your scalp. It's biology. Hair retention is a variable that we can manipulate. It relies on how well you take care of your hair. That's when you have a healthy hair regimen and you're doing what your hair deserves. Do you understand? When retention is poor, hair length and thickness may remain unchanged over time. So basically, when you're not retaining length, even if you're not retaining length, your hair it will be stagnant. Like that's why some of us will say, oh, I've been natural for 5 years, my hair is still here because you're not retaining length. Your hair is growing, but the ends are just, breaking off. Let me even tell you, when you're driving, and let's say for the long girls like Paulette, when you're resting your head on the car seat, the material that can be causing wear and tear to your hair. And those of us that don't sleep with satin pillowcases, that's all I can say. Basically, another point says hair emerges without incident every month. But because the length added through the new growth is not preserved at the end, the newly emerged hair does not translate as hair growth. Do you understand what that means? All right. Basically, we're going to talk. Oh, that's my picture again. We're talking about causes of hair damage, why our hair is always getting damaged. The first one is chemical damage. Like, as you can see, from 2013 to 2015, there's no color I didn't do. In fact, I've lost most of the pictures. And I was that kind of naturalist that if I feel like the hair is fading, I would dye it the next day. If it's still fading, I would dye it the day after. Like, I didn't know, you're not supposed to do that to your hair. So basically, chemical damage is like relaxer, texturizer, and permanent hair dye. Once you do this thing once, your hair has forever changed. Like, it's not going to be in that natural state anymore. So this is an example of chemical damage: hair dye, relaxer, and texturizers. Another type of damage is physical damage. This is blow drying your hair, as Edie said, doing tight braids, picking your edges, putting stress on your hair, even the incorrect use of bobby pins. I had an experience whereby, I don't know if the bobby pin was rusty, but I used it on my hair and I had a boil. Like, I felt so insecure, it was uncomfortable. So you have to be careful how you use bobby pins. We all need bobby pins to style our hair, but you have to be careful how you use it. Even shampooing and conditioning your hair the wrong way. For some of us that don't section our hair, we just enter the shower, pour water, shampoo. It's not like that. You have to detangle, put your hair in sections. So if you don't do that the right way, you can still cause damage to your hair. Even if you think, oh, I'm shampooing my hair. But you could be doing it the wrong way and all your efforts will be in vain. So we're going to types of regimens. We have the recessive maintenance regimen, and we have the basic maintenance regimen, and we have the healthy hair care regimen. Don't worry, I'll break it down. All right? So recessive maintenance, this is the natural that has no clue. She can just enter your shower, use Head and Shoulders today, use any product. She has no clue. Product selection is poor, no clue at all. Anything she sees, she uses. Incorrect product use. She can use a deep conditioner as a leave-in because she doesn't know what the product is for. Extended period of time between wash days. So she can't remember the last time she washed her hair, but her hair is okay, we move. Like, she doesn't send. No moisture. She probably uses soul food as her moisturizer. All these blue magic hair creams. I put oil, last, we go there, alright. That kind of lifestyle. Excessive use of protein products. Like Afrolicious said, protein, it should be done like every 6 to 8 weeks. Even that 6 to 8 weeks, if you don't feel like your hair needs it, I don't think you should. I've also suffered from protein overload and I'm still recovering till today. So protein, you just have to be careful. Except your hair is very limp, is damaged, is shedding, is dull, then you can use protein treatment. Daily use of heat. When I was in uni, I didn't know that, I don't know why I didn't know about heat damage. Basically, I fixed human hair and then I did leave out with my natural hair. So every day I was frying my hair just so that it would look sleek. Imagine doing that for like 3 weeks. Like, by the time I was done and I went to do my wash day, the hair was like limp. So I had to like basically cut it from, my front hair had bangs. So you don't want to be like me. Make sure that you do, and if you're using heat, use a heat protectant. Then rough handling of the hair, you're always touching your hair. You let all the uncles and aunties, is this your hair, is this your hair? Please don't let people be doing that to you except you give them permission. Color abuse, like I said, dyeing your hair excessively. Even dyeing your hair, I don't support it, but some people have managed to dye their hair and still, even if their hair porosity changed, they still took care of it and their hair is flourishing. It's not that easy. If you're already a lazy naturalist, I don't even dye your hair because your hair will just die, basically. So weave and extension abuse, like you do a weave, you don't even have access to your hair, you're rocking that hair for like 4 weeks. So there's no moisture, your scalp is flaky, everything is itchy, your hair is just dry. By the time you're losing the cornrows, you can see a big hair ball coming out because you did not moisturize your hair. Thank God for wigs. You can just remove it and make sure that your hair is oiled and you put in your leave-in conditioner. Then excessive trimming due to damage. Some people, discover that, I have split ends, my ends are bad, and they just keep trimming their hair. Most naturalistas I know trim their hair like maybe 3 times a year, so every 4 months. If you see dead ends, you just trim it, but some people just keep trimming their hair. You shouldn't do that because the hair will just get tired, like, you know what, I'm not going to grow again. So the next maintenance regimen is called basic maintenance regimen. This is the average hair care. This one is hit and miss. Sometimes this naturalista, she gets it. Ooh, my hair feels moisturized today. Hooray. Next month, she's using something else. So it's like, there's no balance. And these naturalistas, basically, they are blessed with hair. So they feel like, because I'm hairy, I can do what I want. But I feel like if they're doing the right things, their hair will flourish more than what it is actually. So hit and miss product selection, often incorrect product use, infrequent wash days, and skipping deep conditioning. Deep conditioning is big. If you don't deep condition your hair, you're on a long thing. It's very important. Deep conditioning will make your hair softer, it will make it strong, it will make your curls bouncy, the elasticity, everything. Deep conditioning. If you're not doing that, please, from today, just try it because we said so. If you don't like it, then there's something wrong. But basically, rough handling of your hair, coloring the hair, infrequent hair trimming, it's similar to the recessive, but sometimes this naturalista gets it right, but not every time. Then the best healthy hair regimen is this one. This person has a carefully planned strategic product selection. She knows what to use to moisturize. She knows the deep conditioner to use, the kind of shampoo to use. She's always moisturizing her hair. Low manipulation hairstyles. This babe is always in a protective style, preferably. Maybe once a month is when you see her hair. But she's always in a protective style, and this is goals. And she has a healthy diet. She works out, she eats fruits and vegetables. She hasn't dyed her hair before. Her hair comes first, basically. So that is a healthy care regimen, and this is what we should all strive to be. If we have a healthy hair care regimen, our hair will flourish. So how to build a regimen? I'll read this quote. A regimen provides structure, repetition, and consistency to lifelong process of taking care of your hair. How I like to think about it, I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I work out a lot. I'm a fitness person, and before I didn't used to see changes, but after consistent, I started to see changes. I even have small abs if I squeeze it. But basically, so I feel it's the same way for your hair. If you want something, slowly but surely, just keep doing it and you will see progress. The problem we have is most of us are not patient. We want results that day. But it's a process, it's repetition, it's consistency, all right? So the components of a natural hair regimen involves detangling, pre-poo. This is like the first stage. So you always have, natural hair is so coarse, and our hair, we all have type 4 hair, whether it's 4A, 4B, 4C, we all have type 4 hair. So basically our hair is it's coarse, so we have to pre-poo it before we shampoo, because the shampoo can be stripping. So by preparing your hair, you're adding moisture and your hair is softer, so that when you shampoo it, it doesn't just all disappear. So basically, I usually pre-poo with aloe vera and olive oil. I basically scoop the gel from inside and I blend it with the olive oil, so it's slippery, and I use that to detangle my hair. I put my hair in 4 sections with this, let me show you, these clips. I use them to section my hair so that I can focus on one section at a time and ensure that the whole pre-poo treatment is in my hair. I also use a wide tooth comb. Except you use your fingers or a wide tooth comb, don't just I don't like tangle teasers, what they call those brushes. I feel in as much as making your hair smooth, you're going to lose a lot more hair. So it's better you use a wide tooth comb. And when you're using that wide tooth comb, you start from the ends to the body of the hair. You don't start from here, you start from the ends. So basically, this is the first step of a healthy hair regimen, detangling your hair and pre-pooing. I prepare to pre-poo my hair overnight. I feel I hate to use this word, but it marinates, it gets into the hair, it's soft. When I wake up the next day, it's wow. And I wear a plastic bag on my head. Where's my plastic bag? Yes. Basically, this one has a nylon inside. So I pre-poo my hair and I have maybe 8 twists, and I wear this overnight, and then the next day is wash day. Hair, strengthen it. It also helps with your hair elasticity and your curls. This could be a moisturizing or protein-based deep conditioner, or DIY formulated. Like Afrolicia showed you, you can make it at home. I started using DIY before I got into store brands because of accessibility. So it doesn't matter, as long as you do this to your hair will be stronger, it will be moisturized, and it will look voluptuous. Trust me. None of that. And then after 2-3 days, I feel like my hair might be dry. I either use the LCO method or I use an hydrating mist. And me, I have to wash my hair every week because I'm always trying different brands and products so that I can give you guys reviews. So this is my own natural hair regimen. You can use this as a template to see what works best for your hair. So yeah, we'll be going to the live demonstration right now. Thank you. Any questions?
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Thank you for your lecture. It was amazing. I'd like to ask concerning moisturizing your hair. If you are on cornrows, let me say you didn't do it yourself, you had it done, it's very tiny and neat. Do you have to lose it to moisturize it?
No, you don't have to lose it. In fact, I'll show you a cheat code. When I have cornrows, I actually put my leave-in on my hair, wearing my shower cap, because when I sleep, I have like body heat. And then when I wake up, I see that there's like perspiration, like sweat. And when I touch my hair, it's super moisturized. I feel like with braids, it's tricky for the product to really get into every part of your hair. So by using a plastic bag while you're going to bed, it will ensure that, at least it cooks every part of the hair.
Okay, one more thing.
All
What
right.
about when?
Like I said, you can use like a hydrating mist. There are lots of DIY recipes on Pinterest, on YouTube. People mix glycerin with water, olive oil, spritz it. But the thing about those things, you have to make it like every 2-3 days. You don't just keep it. It goes bad, and then all these pH balance things that I don't know, but ID knows. But yeah, so if you're doing DIY, you make it to just use it for that day. Don't keep it in your fridge and all that. Or you get a product that already promises to moisturize your hair and all of that to penetrate your
Thank
braids.
you very much.
All right.
Much for the lecture. Please, I need more clarifications on this LOC and LCO.
All right.
Because I know that LOC, they will tell you to mix everything inside the water, the oil, and either the cream or the conditioner. They will tell you to mix it inside a spray bottle or so, and then apply it. So I'm a bit confused. That's why I needed the clarification. Do I have to do it step by step?
I prefer when you put in water, is water and those things. And some of these products, they put, like this brand will put something that doesn't go with this brand. So you're mixing all in the same bottle. You think you're doing your hair good, but the products don't align. But when you put it step by step, you know that, okay, this is what is going to my hair. But if you mix A and B inside water, it can turn to Z. So I prefer that you follow the steps. I'm a DIY person, but I wouldn't use store brand products in water. If it's not glycerin or honey or something that I know its properties, I wouldn't do that. So I think you should debunk that method and do. I know it's not easy sometimes. You're like, oh, I just want to sleep. But trust me, you'll see a major difference in your hair routine. Hair is coarse and kinky, but the thing is, when you have those knots, how do you take care of it? Do you just, some of us when we're losing our hair, we'll just use our hand, you hear it. Instead, if you have a knot, let scissors be always around you. You just trim it off, or you be patient. If you use like oil or shampoo, if you use oil or conditioner, it would loosen those knots. We will always have knots, but one thing you can do to avoid knots is always have your hair like in twists. Don't just like, if you rock your afro like this when you're going to bed, at least put it in like 4 twists. If you sleep with your bonnet like that, your hair is going to press inside. It's going to be kinkier. You don't want that. So before you go to bed, just put your hair, even if it's in 3 chunky twists, or you just twist it and pin it to the other side so it's stretched. That's the only way you can avoid knots. But our hair was born to have knots, unfortunately. Yeah. So, like I said, because of time, I can't moisturize our whole head, obviously, but I'll just do this back section, right? So basically, the first step, like I said, is water to soften it. I didn't just spritz it and then proceed with my leave-in. And make sure I get the ends as well. Next, I'm going to go with my leave-in conditioner. I don't know about you, leave-in is very expensive, so I don't use too much. And I'm starting from the ends, because like I said, this is the oldest part of your hair. They need the most love and care. As I'm working the ends, as you can see, I'm building it to the roots of the hair, from the ends to the roots. I personally use the LCO method, so that's what I'm going to use for her. I'll be going in with my butter, As you can see, her definition is already coming in because I've spritzed the hair with water. Take a dime size. Butters like this, sometimes you have to work them up by warming them on your palm. You don't just put it on your hair because then it's just going to sit. So you have to warm it up. So that leave-in conditioner that I just put, I've sealed it in with the butter. And then lastly, I'll be going in with the oil, just a dime size, not too much. For those of you that rock your froze like this, if you moisturize your whole head, some people just rock their hair like that. Me, I cannot. I always twist either the LCO method or the LOC method. She'll stand up now and then you can touch the difference between her hair without it being moisturized and the difference with it being moisturized. Alright? Thank you. If she collects can give somebody, yes. So